Today, I'll show you how to buy a business and become a millionaire from doing so. And at this point, I've been involved in over $1 billion worth of deals and hundreds of transactions helping people just like you buy and grow businesses. So today, I want to show you how you can buy a business even if you don't have a ton of money. And it's not just theory. I've personally done it multiple times and I've helped hundreds of people go from working a 9 to 5 to owning a profitable businesses that brings in 6 or even 7 figures a year to their pockets, all while still having jobs for a lot of them. So here's what we'll cover today: where to find businesses for sale, how to analyze a deal properly, how to buy a business with little to no money down, and what to do once you become an owner. So let's get into it. Step number one is changing how you think about business. Most people think that starting a business is the best way to make money. They spend months, I'm seeing people spending months, even years, coming up with an idea. They try to get customers, they try to figure out everything from scratch. And most of them never even make a dollar. Most businesses that start from scratch fail. But here's the thing: you don't need to start a business to be a business owner. You can buy one that's already successful, because there are millions of small businesses out there making great money already every day. And business owners are looking to sell those businesses because they're either retiring, they're moving on to do something else, maybe they just burnt out, or just ready for a change. And that's where you can come in. Instead of building from scratch or coming up with the idea in the first place, you take over an existing business that's already making money. And think about it this way: like, would you rather build a car from scratch or buy one that can drive already today? Obviously, the second option is way faster, right? And it's the same with business. And here's the key: you don't want to buy yourself a job. You want to buy cash flowing assets. And that means businesses that already have some steady profits. So you're not struggling every month to bring in profits. That doesn't depend on the owner. So hopefully it runs smoothly with or without you being there 24/7. And a business that has systems in place. So you're not reinventing the wheel and needed to handle too many people all at once. So now that you know the right mindset, let's talk about where to find these businesses, these deals, which is moving us to step number two, right? Where do we find those businesses for sale? So there are two main ways to find deals. It's on market and off market. Let's start with on market. On market deals, these are businesses that are publicly listed for sale. It means that someone raised their hand and said, hey, I'm interested in selling my business. And they started an interaction with a broker, kind of like real estate, but with business. And you can find a lot of those businesses on many sites like BizBuySell. It's a very big marketplace. There are also sites like Empire Flippers for online businesses, or Flippa, that are really great for e-commerce and content businesses. And you can even go to BizBuySell right now, open a new tab on your computer and type in a city, and you can find thousands of small businesses for sale. In acquisitions.com, my company, we also built a network with hundreds of brokers that send us deals before they get to those marketplaces, and that help us find those deals before anyone else. That's a very good thing to have when you we've been in the market for so many years, so we have that advantage. So that was on market deals. Next are off market deals, and those where are the best deals are, in my opinion. The best deals, again, in my opinion, are not listed online already, right? They come from direct outreach or networking, or from lawyers or accountants that heard from their clients that they want to sell their business, and then they quickly find a buyer to have a transaction. So here's how you find those deals. There are many ways, but one of them is just look for businesses you already interact with. Like if you go to coffee shops or cleaning services or auto shops, guess what? You could potentially buy those businesses. Number two is you just reach out to those owners and you ask if they've ever considered selling. And what you can also do is join local business events, go to Chamber of Commerce meetings. You can use LinkedIn, cold email. Like you'd be surprised how many business owners are looking for a way out for the right price and term and for the right buyer. And it can be you. Now, if you need a simple script to use when reaching out, you can just say something like, if it's in text or email or LinkedIn or a letter or just a phone call, it can be as simple as, hey, business owner, I love your business. I actually invest in small businesses like yours. Like, have you ever thought about selling, or would you be open to have a conversation? And you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked at how many owners say, hey, you know what? Actually, yeah, I've been thinking about selling for ages. Let's have a chat. The next step then is obviously figuring out if it's a good deal. So let's talk about that. That takes us to step number 3, which is how to analyze a business. So once you find a business for sale, how do you know if it's worth buying? Before you even think about financing the deal, like, is it even worth spending time on? So here's what to look for when analyzing a business. Number 1, think and find out how much does it actually make. And don't just look at revenues. Revenues are top line numbers. Ask yourself, what's the real profit after all expenses? So let's say a business doing 500,000 in revenue, but only, let's say, $50,000 in profit. It's a way different business than one that's doing 300,000 in revenue in top line numbers with, let's say, 150,000 in profit, right? So 150,000 in profit compared to 50,000 in profit. I don't care what's the top line as much as I care what's the bottom line, because that's where I take money on eventually as the owner. Number 2 is you want to ask yourself, why is the owner selling the business? So if the business is falling apart, let's say the numbers are going down every year, it's a massive red flag. You don't want to probably be involved with that business unless you can get it at a fair discount. But if the owner is just retiring or moving on, it's a great sign to explore it because it's a fair reason to sell the business. Number 3 to ask yourself is, how are there employees or systems in place? Like I said before, you want a business that can run with or without you, and ideally without the owner. If everything depends on the owner, you'll be stuck working many, many hours a week, and you'll probably need to learn a lot of things that you don't know about. That's assuming that you don't have experience in the space. Number 4 is ask yourself, what's the growth potential for the business? And you want to look for easy wins. We don't want to say, hey, you know what? If I was able to 10x the marketing efforts, that would be good business. No, just ask yourself, could you improve little things like just add additional online marketing, maybe just add some online systems or raise prices, small changes that can make drastic differences to your bottom line profits. And a simple rule is, if a business already makes money and you can improve it easily, it's worth considering. All right. Now, let's talk about how to buy the business without a ton of cash, or necessarily without a ton of your cash, which is step 4. How do you buy a business with little money out of pocket? Because we can pay a lot of money for the business, but it doesn't necessarily need to be ours. Even Elon Musk bought Twitter with help of other people's money, right? So if he can do that, you can do that as well. And it's just common belief. Most people think that you need a ton of cash to buy a business, but that's not true. We just closed on a deal with our client Brandon, who bought a 20 million plus in revenues IT business with government contracts. So it's a legit recurring revenue business with 0 out of his own pocket. We actually have a full interview on that in a different video. Here are 3 powerful ways to buy a business with little money. Number 1 is using seller financing. So seller financing is when the owner lets you pay them over time instead of upfront money for the business. Number 2 is using, especially if you're in the US, SBA loans. Those are government-backed loans where you only need 5 to 20% down. Number 3 is using investor partnerships. So you can bring in an investor to fund the purchase, and you then run the business and operate it. So for example, let's say business costs you 500,000. With all of our examples, if the owner finances 80%, you only need 100,000 down. If you use SBA loan, let's say they cover 90%, you only need 10,000 out of pocket. Right? This is exactly how people buy businesses with almost no money. Sorry, that was 100,000 as well for the SVA. But and by the way, if you want us, acquisitions.com, to help you find deals, analyze them and know if it's a good deal or not, and even introduce you to banks and investors that are interested in financing deals, we can help you. So just book a call. We're going to put a link below. Now let's move to step number 5, which is taking over and growing the business. Once you buy the business, right, everyone asks, okay, what happens next? Here are a few tips that you can follow. Number 1, don't change everything at once. Learn how the business runs first before you make any drastic change. Number 2, find quick wins. Like we said, fix pricing, do some marketing, make small changes in optimizing operations, quick wins that can massively impact the bottom line. And third, automate and delegate. So you can hire an operator, or you can use technology to help you free up your time so you can focus on the higher level decisions, on the vision, and maybe on doing more deals. Like, to give you an example, one of our clients bought a car wash company and he doubled his profits in a year just by adding an online membership opportunity. So the key to buying something that already existing is basically to buy something that already works, right? And just making small improvements that for a small business, even if you make a small change for a small business, the effects on the bottom line can be amazing and drastic and super powerful and meaningful and beneficial to you. So final thoughts: don't start a business, buy one. Look for cash flowing businesses. Use creative financing and other people's money to lower your upfront costs. And yeah, if it was helpful, hit like, subscribe. And if you want us to help you find and fund your first deal, book a call below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.